My name is Cassie and I'm the founder of Fatco, where we use these guys to make this stuff. Let me explain. At Fatco, we specialize in making natural and organic skin and body care products, many of which contain tallow. It's nutrient dense and healing. It's extremely high in vitamins A, D, K, and E, all super important for skin health. It's natural, it's healthy, and it's sustainable.
The fact that people are saying, oh yeah, when you're finals MVP, you are now the best player on the planet, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
My opinion, Patrick Williams had a phenomenal rookie season. I feel like on the defensive end, he played well. He guarded the team's best players.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is the return. Welcome to the Prideful podcast. It is your boy Prime. I'm joined by Mike. Mike, how you feeling, my guy?
I'm feeling great, man. Can't complain. No complaints. Chilling, working, the usual.
First of all, I'm glad. I haven't seen you in a while. I feel like I haven't seen you in like years, bro. Freaking
been a good little minute,
bro. Yeah, freaking. I went to Connecticut. I was seeing some people. You know what I mean? Seeing people I haven't seen in a grip. It's crazy too because I'm going and I thought I did everything. Thought I organized everything. Put my phone down for a few minutes or a few hours. I look at it, I saw you message me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a bot. I was like, that's on me. And I'm like, damn. So my fault, Mike. I want to apologize.
It's good. It's good. It's cool.
Damn, bro, your boy I was fucked up out there, bro. I gotta stop going to Connecticut. I'm about to start taking sabbaticals, bro. Because every time I go back, I come back and I'm fucked. I'm like beyond fucked, bro. But welcome. It is Wednesday. NBA playoffs. Right now, we're starting to hit the peak. Golden State is going to be hosting the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals Game 1 today. Never thought I'd be saying that. I ain't even going to hold you. And yesterday, the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics. I will tell you why I'm still saying Celtics in 5. Mike, before we get into any of that, there's two big contracts that is going to be affecting their team going forward, right? Now, the first one I want to talk about, old buddy DeAndre Ayton, who I believe in about a year or two, we're going to start calling him the third best big man in the league. This kid, in my opinion, does everything you need him to. Period. I don't care what anybody says, right? So, there's been rumors that DeAndre Ayton is upset because he feels like the Phoenix Suns organization doesn't want him, that he feels like they've been doing him dirty. And he's like, hey, yo, y'all treating Booker, D-Book one way, right? And sure, he's our superstar, sure. But then all of a sudden Chris Paul comes and y'all give him everything, and I've been here longer. What's going on with that? So, Mike, should the Suns fight harder to retain DeAndre Ayton, or do you think Phoenix just shrug their shoulders and let him walk?
I mean, you got to retain him. What other piece can you possibly replace him with? If you let him walk, you're not, getting anything back unless you do some type of signing trade. But you got to look at it. Whoever you get back in return, is he going to make your team better? Or, your team just going to stay the same? Like you said, he's only 23 years old. I think he played great this playoffs. I don't really think he was too much engaged because, the contract was lingering over him. I was really upset Game 7. I felt like this was pretty much this whole series against the Mavericks. I feel like he could have dominated any Mavs big. Like, the Mavericks had no answer for him at all. And so I don't know why they didn't, force feed him the ball and let him eat.
Yeah, and I tell people this all the time, bro. Like, pump the brakes with all of a sudden trying to call DeAndre Ayton trash. Like, you got to remember, he's playing next to two other ball-dominant guards. Like, ball-dominant guards who Devin Booker wants to prove he's a scorer. And Chris Paul, when he gets hot, I understand this Game 7 is going to make people look at him crazy. But, again, like, when you need him, he'll show up. Brian Thomas, welcome to the show, bro. I know this is your first comment. Welcome. He says, I would love my
Welcome.
Pacers to go after DeAndre, which honestly, I would love that. Think about it. Tyrese Halliburton, you pair him up with DeAndre Ayton. Maybe see if you can convince Miles Turner to stay and move him at the 4.
I don't. You gotta move on from Miles Turner.
You think so?
I can't see them two playing next to each other.
I think they could, because Miles Turner, he's got a solid jump shot.
And if I'm Phoenix, I mean, I want Miles Turner.
Well, he's a restricted, right? So they could match all the offers, right?
Who?
Yeah.
No, Miles Turner's still on the contract.
No, I'm talking about DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton. Yeah.
I think he's restricted, so I think they could match. But it's like, maybe it's just me. Maybe,
I mean, if that to work, they had to agree to a signing trade, and I
yes.
think, I'm ready at home. I'm gonna probably be in attendance. That's looking like a 50% chance.
Yes, sir. But
So,
for me, look, if I'm
speaking
Phoenix,
on that, I was at the last year game we played the Niners as well. That was my first Bears game I ever attended when we played the Niners.
Real?
Yeah,
that's what's up. I hope the Niners go over. Okay. That was for you, Yuki. That was for you. But
the Pacers in a good position to really make some good moves this offseason.
That's what I'm saying. They got the money. So if they want to go get DeAndre Ayton, I'll be honest with you, I would love that. You got basically 2 young core guys in Ayton and
Halliburton.
You can kind of, we'll look at them back how we looked at the Timberwolves back when they had Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, what's homeboys? Was it Valentine? No, who am I missing? I'm missing a few names. Basically, they had like that young core, and everyone thought in like 4 years they were gonna be lit. And then like 2 years later, they traded everybody.
To think about it now, I really like what they can do. If I'm the Pacers GM, I got Halliburton as my 1. I like Chris Dort. He can play the 2. Trade for DeAndre Ayton. I can see what I can get from Malcolm Brogdon and TJ Warren.
You kind of gotten it, and now what you're doing now?
And the 8th pick. I think they got the 8th pick.
I'll double check you because I'm almost I know they have a top 10 pick. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, 6th.
Oh, they got 6?
Yeah. So far, this is how it's looking right now in the first round. The top 10 is Orlando, Oklahoma City. God damn, Sam Presti's a genius. Houston, Sacramento, Detroit, Indiana, Portland, New Orleans, and they got that pick from the Lakers. Imagine. San Antonio, and then the Washington Wizards have so that basically rounds out the top 10.
Spurs is in the dark horse.
Right. And Brian says they could be fun to watch. Most definitely. I think that would be like a fun young team that people will start looking at. And like you go, like basically they would be the Celtics when during that time if we never got Kyrie and we had Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jalen, before we looked at them now and we saw them, they were like, yo, those are some young pieces. That's where the Pacers are going to be.
Yeah,
the Pacers would be in that spot.
I know they got Rick Carlisle as their coach, so he probably want to win now, but I think they should you could say rebuild or retool. I think they should see what they can get from the veteran guys and build their core on Halliburton, Chris Dort.
I mean, but the thing is, if this is just me, if I'm the Pacers, I'm not panicking like that because I'm gonna look at just last year, bro. The Cleveland Cavaliers had only straight young talent, and not only did they have that young talent step up, but then you had in the beginning it was Ricky Rubio, right? And after Ricky Rubio went down, they traded for Rondo. You get Rondo, and he kind of does this thing. Never mind the fact that Kevin Love was like, you know what? I'm old. Let me come off the bench. I'll take it. And all of a sudden, my guy, yo, imagine this. Kevin Love played there was one game I saw him. He had 15 minutes and he dropped a cool, boring 27. And I'm like, this is a lie. So I went and I fact checked it because I was like, I'm not falling for the clickbait. And especially towards I want to say 25% of the season. In the beginning, it was rough. But then when he was like, you know what, whatever, I'll come off the bench. Ooh, he was looking lit. But I think the Pacers could be in that in that same kind of stratosphere, kind of in that same bubble where it's like it's a good team. They're up and coming. They're fun to watch. Like, bro, maybe it's just me. We'll look at them like we looked at the New Orleans Pelicans the second half of the year, where it's like, okay, maybe they could, maybe they could sneak in the play-in. You know what I mean? Like they make it in the play-in. They'll take their shots with anyone.
And I think another dark horse team is the Spurs. You can get not comparing to David Robinson, but you can get that big man or Tim Duncan type big man and Aiden. Pair him with what's the power forward name who was just on the Olympics team? Damn, I forgot his name.
On the Spurs?
Yeah, on the Spurs. I like him a lot. Damn, I forgot his name. But you got him and you got Murray. So I like what they can do if they trade for DeAndre Aiden.
You said he was a 4?
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson. Yeah, Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
17 points, 6 rebounds last season. Pair him with DeAndre Aiden, Murray at the 1. It's nice.
I would like that. And on top of that, you do got some vets on that team too, right? Like one being Doug McDermott. You know what I mean? That's a guy who's always had a very respectable reputation around the league. You know what I mean? Like, but look, DeAndre Ayton is he's gonna go get
he's gonna get paid.
And Phoenix needs to be careful. They need to be careful. They need to be smart because you have a guy who I don't care what anybody says.
Who's not even hit his full potential yet. He's still figuring things out how to play with 2 ball dominant point guards.
Right.
And they not looking to pass him the ball. Chris Paul maybe, but Chris Paul hot. He's
taking it himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Devin Booker down should not looking to pass the ball.
Oh, 110%. 110%. And that's why I'm saying, man, like for me, it's like we need to kind of be like we need to put into context that DeAndre Ayton is a center, and it's like he's a traditional old school center.
Yeah.
Right? He needs some time to be able to garner the respect where you just dump it off to him and you go to work, right? When the Sixers got Joel Embiid, they didn't just give him the ball. No, he had to get. I mean, outside of the fact that the first 2 years he missed because of injuries, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he started playing, they didn't just give him the ball, right? They let him work up to it. Same thing with Karl Anthony Towns. You work up to it. Jokic, you work up to it, right? So now, granted,
I would man on my Bulls.
You do that, and because I know some people. I was matter of fact, you met him, Mike, other Mike, right? He said he would do a Vucevic for Ayton because you are losing some offense.
Yeah, that's.
But he says I'm okay with that because he'll still give me a double. And when I say him for an Ayton, he'll still give me a double. And now you have a way better defensive presence anchoring down the paint.
I mean, the only thing we will lose is when the team double team DeMar and Zach. We have Vooch at the 3 to break that, to hit Vooch for that 3. Ayton not really a 3-point shooter, so we would need him to, well, looking at it, he shot 36% from the 3. So if he can improve on that, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah, he doesn't really shoot a lot of threes. You know what I mean? So it's like if he could shoot more and still keep that 30, and not even 36. If you go down to 33, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
I would
just hit the open ones because
that's it.
That's all we need you to do. Hit the open 3s because they gonna double team Zach and DeMar. We gonna kick it out to you. Just hit that. Just knock that 3 down. That's
just
all.
Knock down the open one, and that's it. And then after that, you're set. You're golden. You're done. Don't worry about it. Don't try to do nothing crazy.
I actually would like Aiden with the Bulls, and that's giving me still even if DeMar get older, we still have Pat Williams, a young Pat Williams, only 20 years old. Aiden will be 24 this year. Ayo, he's a young guy, so that we still be young.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that move. So, AK, if you listening,
do your job.
Yeah.
Look, for me, man, like I said, I do believe he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get his Even if it's not that, you know who else can go make a running for him?
Who?
Dallas. I think Dallas could be another place. You know who else? Utah. If Utah tries to send Rudy Gobert over, you know what I mean? Kind of like do something like that. I could see. I mean, obviously they won't do it if they keep Rudy Gobert, because that's not, because if you're gonna have those two bigs, you need at least one of them to be able to space the floor. You need at least one.
I mean, I think Rudy Gobert worked for Phoenix because you got Devin Booker who's a scorer. Right. I mean, and you got Chris Paul. You seen what Tyson Chandler, JaVale
McGee, Bismack Biyombo, like
DeAndre Jordan. You seen those type of centers excel with Chris Paul.
Yeah, because Chris Paul will get you yours. Like Chris Paul's gonna help as a center. He was gonna help you get yours. So it's excuse me. It's probably better for them not to go get a guy like a Karl Anthony Towns, just a guy who can do defense and just go lay the ball up, because you'll get yours. You know,
because DeAndre Ayton is not those guys. His offensive game is way better than those guys. You ain't gotta toss him a lob constantly. He can get the ball in the post, hit the mid range. So I think Phoenix kind of holding him back a little bit, because that's not the type of center Chris Paul used to playing with. So I think you will see the full package, whoever decide to go out to DeAndre Ayton. So, but yeah, I think Rudy Gobert would fit with Phoenix.
He will, because again, like you're not you're not asking him to go out there and average 20. Yeah. You know, you're just like, yo, just go rebound, block some shots, and
with Utah, he's probably you got Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley took a huge step back. So you asking him to do a lot. On the Phoenix Suns team, you got Chris Paul, you got Devin Booker, you got Bridges, you got Cam Johnson. You got other guys who can score. So your job is just rebound and block shots.
And that's it. And that's okay, you know? Like I think that's fine, you know, if you're like that, I think that's okay. You know what I mean? I just think where DeAndre Ayton is right now, bro, he's young. He's going to get better. Whoever gets him is going to be lucky, in my opinion, right? But speaking of not so lucky, the second contract I want to talk to you about, your best friend, James Harden, the guy that you wanted over DeMar DeRozan. That's the rumor going around. By the way, I don't know. I just want to let you know, Chet Holmgren, they asked him who was the best player in the NBA. He said me in 2 months. So basically when he gets drafted. So
got potential to be.
The delusion is already real with this kid. And it's crazy because I like him, but you're nuts, bro. But Philly got bounced. It was outside of, what was it, game 3 or 4 that he dropped 31. And
James Harden.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, Harden's back. It was all that stuff. Then he went back to being James, right? Actually, no, I'm calling him Hart because James, you know, there's a lot of good players with the name James, you know, first and last. So, but Mike, so James Harden, he has 1 more year on the contract, which is a player option. Okay. And with that player option, he said, and you know, this is kind of where all this stuff is coming out. He basically is willing to opt out if the Suns give him, or the Suns, Philly gives him, I think it was like a 5 or 6 year deal. It was something like that. Something basically, and it's one of those bad deals where like it goes up every year. So he would be like, last time I checked it, they said that he would get paid when he's like 38, over $60 million a year when he's 38. So let me ask you, first of all, should anyone want James Harden? And 2, let's say you want James Harden's services. What pitch would you give it?
I mean, James Harden is he still brings something, you know, to the table. Right now, I don't see him as my third option. I mean, I see him as a third option. Like, he's still an elite, you know, playmaker. He, you know, his scoring kind of took a dip. Me, I wouldn't sign him to a long-term contract. I'll try to work some out. If things fall out, I'm not losing sleep if I have to make a move to get rid of him. My only concern is if I do got to get rid of him, I'm not uh, getting what I'm expected to get back in return. But if I'm the GM, I would never got James Harden in the first place, to be honest. So, that's Daryl Morey, that's Daryl Morey guy. But I'm going ahead and give out a little hot take to right now. I think Daryl Morey gonna give James Harden the bag, and Joel Embiid is another playoff series away from ending up in Miami. I think this is gonna be Joel Embiid last season in Philly. I just
Miami though.
He loved Jimmy Butler, and I think if the Heat fail against the Boston Celtics, which we'll get into that later on, I think they're gonna look and try to make another big splash to piss another piece around Jimmy Butler, and I think you can trade Bam, maybe Tyler Hero or somebody to get Joel Embiid to come play with Jimmy Butler, because I just don't think Joel Embiid and James Harden going to work. Especially if you get rid of Doc, and I think it's some rumors that they might bring in Mike D'Antoni, which they're gonna run the team around James Harden. So yeah,
I heard that, and I'm not liking that.
I just don't. Pretty soon, Joel Embiid gonna get frustrated of all these early exits, and eventually he gonna want to axe out. And now you stuck with this huge contract to James Harden. And Joel Embiid probably got a good 3 to 4 good years left. So yeah, I think if Philly have any type of struggles next year or another early exit, Joel Embiid will be asked out. And Miami is probably at the top of his wish list to reunite with Jimmy Butler.
I don't know. So I agree with half of your statement. I really do, because I do think that it kind of. I think at most he's with them for 2 more years. If they don't if they make the finals, I think Joel Embiid will be like, all right, cool.
But they're not making the finals with this team. They not. Next, let me look at. Next year, I don't know what moves they can make unless somehow they try to move Tobias Harris. Next year, Milwaukee's gonna be a better team. Boston's gonna be a better team. The Heat a better team. My Bulls will be a better team. The Nets are a better team. Cleveland will be even better. I believe the Hawks will be better. Maybe Toronto. So it's teams that's going to be in the mix.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't want to hear nothing about Toronto because LOL. Like, they played Toronto and lost.
But I'm saying they're still gonna be a good team next year. So I don't think they're gonna be.
There's a difference between a good team and a championship team. You see what I'm saying? So that, look, for me, I don't know. I don't know if he goes to Miami. I don't. I think for me, I think there's 3 teams that if I'm Joel Embiid, there are 3 teams I'm looking at. Number 1, the Utah Jazz. Think about it, bro. Him and Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, yeah, that's a nice combination. Who's gonna want to stay in Utah? Who's gonna want to go to Utah?
I'm telling you, I'm not saying that they'll,
I mean, it's a good fit, but who's going to Utah though?
What's it called? If I promise you, if Donovan Mitchell calls Joel Embiid, Embiid is buying the first ticket.
He might list let me check my other options. I get back to you.
Think about it, bro. Think about it. You got a guard who can shoot. Thank you. That's all. Like Donovan Mitchell will, and this people are gonna get upset with me by saying this, but bear with me. Donovan Mitchell is going to be the best guard that Joel Embiid has ever played with. And name value alone, people will try to argue that it's James Harden.
I mean, no, it's not.
And
It's
name
not
value.
because.
But I'm just saying, like, you got to remember, yeah, he played with James Harden, but he played with a James Harden who was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I can see if like James Harden 5 years ago, then maybe you can make
That's
the
what
argument.
I'm saying. Yeah, if this was a few years back, yes.
My
But
man's
the
only
fact
gave me
that-
20 points per game.
So you see what I'm saying? So I think that'll be one place. Another place, Dallas Mavericks. They
I
need a
see
big
Dallas.
man. They need a big man desperately. Desperately. Now you put him there again, another guard who can score on his own and can distribute the ball. Now imagine if he could distribute the ball to a Joel Embiid. To someone you know, oh yeah, I know for a fact.
And I think Mark
gets
Cuban give him whatever the fuck he want,
That's
let
what
him
I'm
do
saying.
whatever the fuck he want to do.
100%. 100%. That's just me. And then for me, the third team, this one I think would be a reach. But if I'm this team, I hear it out. The Lakers. Now it's a reach, and you're gonna have to do a little bit of awkward moving.
You got to give up AD.
But that's the thing. I think right now where AD is with all the injuries, I think the Lakers could actually keep him. I
So
really do.
So you giving up, Russ?
Russ THT.
I'm hanging up the phone.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah, sure. But I'm saying that Lakers one, yeah, it's going to be the reach. But again,
I don't see how you don't think Miami he can be a play.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: he'll go to Miami and be in the same place he was with Philly. That's my thoughts on it.
I don't think so though.
I think he's in the same spot.
I think they're better. I like Bam, but I think he better than Bam. So I think they will push him over maybe the top.
Yuki mad as hell. So he's like, if you want Embiid to go to Utah, might as well take him to the Lakers. Look, man, this is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that for me personally, if I'm him, I'm not going. And again, I think this might be controversial. People might not like this, but I think Miami should be the last place you go because you're playing with an older Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, and here's the part that blows my mind. Motherfuckers was bitching and moaning how Ben Simmons can't shoot. This motherfucking Jimmy Butler ain't no better. My guy shoot like 26% from three.
But
And we also got to put context. Back when he was in Philly, he was not the number one or the number two option. Everything still ran through Ben Simmons, and everything still ran through Joel Embiid. He would at best be fighting for the third spot with Tobias Harris, and there were times where Tobias Harris was cooking, so he really would get like 10 points, and those were like those fourth quarter get your own bucket type of shots.
But in the playoff, I can rely on Jimmy Butler to bring it more than Ben Simmons. I mean, he's not gonna knock down the three at an elite clip, but I can at least rely on Jimmy Butler to show up on both ends on the floor.
Both ends on the floor, dude.
Yeah,
he's an overgrown Patrick Beverly. Why are we pretending like he's still the same defender he was like a while ago?
He's still a good defender. He's not a world beater.
He's an okay defender.
He's still a good defender.
No, he's an okay defender. He's an okay defender. Excuse me. He's an okay defender. Now, a few years back, yes, he was a top tier, phenomenal defender.
Yeah, what?
But it's the same thing with James Harden.
He still can defend though.
Yeah, he can, but not at that clip that people still want to pretend.
Yeah, I know. I ain't saying he elite defense, but I can at least expect him to give me something.
To an extent. I think maybe it might just be, but like me personally, I think right now where Jimmy Butler is, it's like that old defensive gritty guy. Like, oh, come on. I mean, if people are ready for this conversation, let's have a seat. Kyle Lowry's a better defender.
Right, as of right now?
As of currently, right here, right now, as we're talking about them today. I'm not talking about 3 years ago. I'm not talking about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm talking about right here, right now. It is May 18th, 2022. As we are currently saying this, Jimmy Butler is a better defender than I'm sorry, Kyle Lowry is a better defender than Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler is a liability. I'm not saying that he's like Steph Curry, where like you need to like that when he's out there, you need to have at least three mobile defenders who can switch and guard different positions. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you go out there, you put them on the best player, and they have a career night. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Braun in his prime, you're not having a career night on Braun consistently. Tony Allen is another dude. You're not having a phenomenal night on him on his head consistently. Mike Conley back in the whole grit and grind era. You're not. That's another one. You're not. It's not easy.
But who having a night on Jimmy Butler? Like,
did you not just see Jason Tatum?
That Jason Tatum. Jason's gonna have a night on any fucking body.
And who's the primary defender?
Like,
so don't hit me with that. But if he's that guy, Jason Tatum is not that hot. Period.
I'm saying ain't nobody from Philly go off. Other than James Harden had one good game. Nobody from
who's the primary defender?
Trae Young ain't go off.
Because it's Trae Young or bust, so they're throwing 8 bodies at him.
I'm saying, look who's the same way. They throwing all they can at him. Lucas still managed to smoke Utah and the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, and
the defenders they're putting on him, they would switch it. So he's cooking Cam Johnson, who look solid defender. But his defensive level is nowhere close to Luka Doncic's offensive level. That's not even close. And I could even make the same argument with Mikal Bridges. I could even make that same argument.
Mikal's a solid defender.
He's above solid. I think you could give him that above solid thing. But I don't think his defense is on par with Luka Doncic's offense.
Right? Nobody's defense is on par to
I'd say excuse me. Drew Holiday
can probably irritate him, but he's not stopping
Marcus
him.
Smart. I think Marcus Smart. Same thing with Grant Williams. I think that's another one who could irritate him.
I think he's cooking Grant Williams.
Joe Ingles before he tore his ACL. Joe Ingles.
I think he's cooking Joe Ingles.
So, you think he's cooking Joe Ingles?
Yeah.
Let me see. Matter of fact, let me take that name back. Let's see how he is when he comes back from his ACL. Let's see. Because before he was a defender. If he comes back and all of a sudden he boo-boo, then I'm apologize. I'm 100%. I'm apologize. But that should be Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yeah, two good defenders.
Giannis.
Yep. But I mean, you can't really slow a superstar down. You can probably irritate them, but you're not slowing nobody down.
I'm not telling you to slow him down, but what I'm telling you, if my guy's out here looking like Wilt when he dropping 100, maybe I look like Kobe dropping 81 in Toronto. Yeah, settle down. Go sit down. Go sit down. If you gotta do, if you're supposedly a top tier premier defender and guys are consistently dropping 30, 40, 50 point games on your head because you're supposed to be the best defender, at some point we gotta knock them. We have to at some point. Now, one day people will.
I never said Jimmy Butler is an elite. I say he's a good defender. I mean, he's still a good defender at his age. Like,
no. Not at his age. I'm talking about period. Because how old is Jimmy Butler? How old is Jimmy Butler?
32.
He's 32. Do they put him in a special league where it's only 32-year-olds? No, right?
My point is he's still a good defender at his age. Since he's been in the league, he's been a good defender.
I don't want to hear nothing about his age when he's still playing with. Don't say for his age he's a solid defender. You can't say it for his age because you're not putting him in a 32 only league. You're not
saying a lot of 32-year-olds not out here defending. So I'm saying,
and the reason why I'm saying I'm glad you said that because we're not calling LeBron James a defender. We're not calling Brook Lopez a defender.
Brook Lopez. Well, Brook Lopez did defend back in his heyday, but he not.
Okay, so you're telling me Back in his heyday,
he kind of
he's
is still a solid defender now.
So you're telling me Brook Lopez back in the day, he was a great defender. You agree with me right there, right? He was I don't know about great, but solid.
Yeah.
Right? Is it fair to call him that now?
I still do think he's a above average. Well,
is he what he once was?
Hell no.
So why is it okay for us to say that about Brook Lopez, but dudes can't say that about Jimmy Butler?
I'm saying Jimmy Butler still is a good defender, though.
He's solid. He's solid. You're saying that now. Earlier, you were trying to push it like my guy out there locking fools down.
No. I said it back then. He was a good defender. I never say he was an elite defender. I say he's a good defender. I can trust him in certain games to do what he needs to do.
Compared to
on both ends on the floor.
Or you're trusting him in general?
Yes.
I don't trust him in general.
Because who you talking about Jimmy Butler and somebody else? No, Ben Simmons. We talking about Ben Simmons. I'm like, I can trust Jimmy Butler to bring it on the offensive end.
But I said specifically from the 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he got Tyler
Jimmy
Hero.
Butler is horrible from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he is. That's why he got Tyler Hero.
He's horrible.
Who, Tyler Hero?
No. Jimmy Butler from the 3-point line is horrible.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why he got Tyler Hero to knock.
Tyler Hero's not the primary ball handler.
But Tyler Hero is the best 3-point shooter. You're not asking Jimmy Butler to take a lot of threes. He gonna take the threes that's given to him.
So it's the same thing when they were in Philly and they had JJ Redick. Ben Simmons was the ball handler, and y'all still wanted him to shoot. Correct? JJ Redick was the better. That's the only reason he was
care for Ben Simmons to shoot or not. Ben Simmons was that he had JJ Redick as the shooting guard. That's the 3-point shooter.
Lawrence says Jimmy is a good defender, plain and simple. I'm good with saying just good. That's fine.
You just said average. I don't know who said
good. Average is the same. Good and average is the same.
No, average is just like good is like he's good.
And he's to me, he's all right. He's all right. I said he's not Steph Curry. He's not. He's not a defensive liability. And like I said, you can remember. I said this is exactly what I said. He's not Steph, where he's a defensive liability, where you need 3 mobile guys out there that can switch multiple positions. That's not what I said. I said he's not that. But again, he's not that guy that he was back then, where when you needed a stop consistently, you throw him out there. Period. That's it. Because all I know, when the Celtics need to stop, who do they turn to if he's in the game? Jason Tatum. When the Bucks need to stop, who do they turn to? Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right? Because you can say that if you need a stop, you go to your best defender, correct?
Yeah, but
Miami wants to stop. Hold on. Miami wants to stop, and who do they go to? Kyle Lowry. So this means one or two things.
He only played in 5 games.
I'm talking about in general. This entire year. So that tells me one of two things. Either Jimmy Butler's he's not the same defensively, or Eric Spoelstra's stupid for putting Kyle Lowry on him. Whatever route you want to take, I'm good either way.
I'm sticking to my sayings. Jimmy Butler is still a good defender.
If you want to say good, that's fine. That's fine. You can say good.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, he took a step back. He's not the same as he once was. And by the way, Lawrence, appreciate the comment, bro. I know this was your first comment, homie. Appreciate it.
29 points for his playoffs.
All I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Defensively,
Jimmy Butler balling this playoffs. That's all I can say.
Hey, he gonna be balling 100%. Let him ball. He's gonna go home too. Mike says Tyler fell off too. He did. Let's see if we can pick it up. Listen, bro. I'm chilling, bro. By the way, Greg, he says the Magic won the number 1 overall pick. Yep. So, we did say we said the top 10, right? Yeah. It was Orlando, OKC, Houston, Sacramento, Detroit, Indiana, Portland, New Orleans got the 8th pick, which they got from LA, San Antonio, and then Washington. It's kind of funny how people are saying this, bro, because after I got it done, people started calling me Drake. And this is why. It's this. So I had gotten those 2 because I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I was feeling when I was up excuse me, when I was up there, I was enjoying myself. I was partaking in things, right? So as soon as I got this, I was like, I'm getting angry. I'm getting earrings. I don't care. I don't care. So I went and got earrings. Put them on. I was like, look in the mirror, Mike. I felt it, bro. I was like, who's that hot boy, bro? And then I put a do rag on, Mike. I was acting different, bro. My girl slapped me like 3 times. Like, remember you are? I was like, muffle, Skip. I was like, muffle. But before we move on, can we agree on this? Jimmy Butler is not the defender he once was. Can we leave it at that? He is not the defender right now that he was back then. Can we say that?
I mean, he's not an elite defender, but he's still a good defender.
He's a solid defender. He's always all right. I see your face. You're like, I want to agree, but I feel like there's
I was sticking to my stand. Bro's still a good defender. Like,
all right.
I'm appreciating him balling out this playoff series. Really,
go ahead, appreciate him.
After putting up a whopping 14.5 points last year.
I'm glad. Nah. Excuse me. I'm glad. Appreciate him. Go ahead, appreciate him. Yuki says Knicks fans are punching the air. They didn't get that top hit. Bro, New York's been going through it for like 3-4 years now. I would feel bad, but
I mean,
it's
shit.
New York, so I don't care.
Patrick Ewing. Since Patrick Ewing's left.
Honestly, yeah. Because then
they had a few years with Melo.
I was about to say, but does that count though? Because they didn't draft Melo, they traded for him. So does that still kind of count? I'm not saying to strip it from them, but like in terms of like talking about top picks, can we talk about like Melo being one of their top picks? Only because I feel like if we do that, that's the equivalent of like when LeBron went to Miami to be like, oh yeah, look what Miami have. Like I feel like that's.
Well, if we talk about this draft, then no, because Kristaps left. Frank Nikita didn't work out. Bunch of their draft picks didn't work out. Gallinari, I thought was going to be something. He still ended up turning out, to be good.
Solid,
but they gave up on him too early for Melo.
Which I mean, I don't. I made my thoughts known with it. Like for a pickup game, I'll take Gallinari easily.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a straight pickup game where it's like just one game, everyone hooping type of thing, I'll take Gallinari.
I mean, no, he's still posting 12 points a game.
He's shoot, on that. He's a shooter, right?
I feel like they should have waited for Melo for free agency, other than dumping Wilson Chandler, all those guys for him.
That's one knock I will never ever move on from New York, Bond.
He was coming regardless.
Because he was. So it's like you should have waited. You could have had everything and then went and gotten Melo.
Yeah.
And they would, who knows? Maybe they make a finals. Maybe even win. Who knows? I know it's bizarre to say the New York Knicks winning a finals. I get it, but think back, right? Like, think back. Like, they do without, bro. I think if they waited, I think everything changes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about how the Knicks are looked at now and how they're performing. I think everything changes. I really do.
Because you still would have had Prime Melo with some good pieces around him. Yeah. They probably would have been the second best team, probably second or third. Because around that time, the Bulls was on to come up. LeBron James. So, yeah, I think they would have been in play to make a run.
Yeah. So, excuse me, but
and you still had the big three in Boston. So.
Before we move on, Yuki says, speaking of New York, the Jets and Giants might have to change their jerseys and logos because they're New Jerseys, not New York. Thoughts? I mean, to be honest, I've always been confused. They play in East Rutherford, New Jersey, but you call yourself. It's the same thing that's about to happen with Washington. Washington, they're on what now? Virginia now, right? Washington Commanders. I think they relocated to Virginia.
I ain't know they relocated.
Like, imagine, they did this earlier, bro. Imagine, bro. Instead of letting the emails go, my guy put mad money to relocate. What a guy. But it's like, you do that, and it's like, you're going to have to, like you can still call yourself the Jets, but you're going to have to call yourself the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants.
Hey, no matter if you change jerseys, change cities, you're still going to be two shitty-ass teams.
Damn, bro. And this coming from a Chicago Bears fan. What a time to be alive, bro. The Commanders playing Maryland. So, Maryland, okay. Still, dumbass motherfucker stuff. Imagine doing all that and still find a call yourself Washington. Like you move to escape all the negative PR, and your dumbass still wants to be called Washington.
That's what just changed to Maryland Commanders. I think that sounds way better.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the name Commanders. I'm not a fan of it. But Maryland Commanders, I don't know. For me, it sounds it's easier. It rolls off the tongue better than the
Yeah,
Washington
imagine giving
Commanders.
a fresh air, just change everything totally. Just if you want to get rid of the damn Washington's name.
Command these nuts. Got him. Oh, I love you, Mike. Look, all right, but last topic. Yesterday, Celtics played Miami. We lost. It just went from Celtics in 4 to Celtics in 5. And the Mavs are going to play the Warriors. Now, the Mavs and Warriors lineup, like that matchup, has been. You see how brave people are with this matchup. There's a lot of brave people who have been saying interesting things. But before we get into that, talk about the Boston Celtics and you're now your favorite player ever, the Jimmy Butler, because rumor has it that's your favorite guy ever. Rumor has it you said that he's the best defender you've ever seen. That's the rumor. That is the rumor. Now whether or not it's true, I don't know. I ain't said you know. But Miami Heat, they won game 1, 118 to 107. Like I said, it just, in my opinion, it went from Celtics in 4 to Celtics in 5. Mike, game 1, do you like who are you picking to win the series?
I mean, I picked Boston.
Are you still confident in that?
I mean, yeah. When I did my prediction, I had already picked Miami to win game 1 just off that it was at home. A couple other reasons, but overall, I think Boston will win the series.
By the way, I hate everybody, bro, because everyone's blowing up my phone. I'm about to post free. Like, if I ever leave the Celtics or post free agency on any team, I ain't saying shit, bro. Fucking, I ain't saying shit. Fucking, cause every time the Celtics lose, bro, my phone gets blown up, and I'm just like, all right, come on now, just relax. All right, relax. Look, I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I said this. I will scream this to my dying breath. We're gonna win. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm smoking. You know. Marcus Smart and Al Horford were both out, which, you know, it did hurt. It did hurt. But at the same time, I can't. When Jason Tatum is giving me 7 turnovers, it doesn't matter if Al Horford and Marcus Smart is out there. It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, again, we're out here 16 total turnovers. Like, think about it, man. Like 16 total turnovers, bro. That's not going to do shit for anybody. It's not. So, if you know, obviously Marcus Smart and Al Horford coming back, is it going to matter 110%? Al Horford's reportedly going to miss game 2 and potentially game 3, depending on how all that stuff happens. Marcus Smart says he plans on playing game 2. Mike, we could be down 0-3. It'll just mean Celtics in 7.
I don't think they go down 0-3.
What's gonna happen with Victor Oladipo?
Which means as far as like free agency or
yeah, like dude is. I don't want to call him a bum. I don't want to because he is down bad because it's like, all the injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the only thing that's really put a like a stamp on his play. The injuries.
It's I don't know, man. For me, I don't know. I don't know. Bless him though, because I think at this point where Victor Oladipo is gonna be, and I don't think he'll ever understand it. I think he's just like a role player at this point. And it sucks too, because he was a hooper. People forget, he was a hooper. But then injuries and upon injuries, and honestly, that's kind of what, in my opinion, I don't want to say killed his career, but that's kind of what made people look at him a little different and not the same as they did back when he was, on Orlando, when he went to the Pacers, you know what I mean? Or OKC Oladipo. OKC Oladipo really wasn't like that. He really wasn't like that. But it's because he was playing with Russ, because then he got traded and my guy was just popping off. But I remember, I'm not allowed to talk shit about Russell Westbrook because he's dog shit. And I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to, because that means I'm being too mean.
I still think he can have a solid career, though.
Bro. Myers Leonard tweeted something. Didn't you say something about Jews? Yeah. I think he was the one who fact check me. Was he like playing a game and he called someone like a dumb something? It was like a slur for Jew.
Yeah.
Dog, you better disappear. You better disappear. All right, next game though. Tonight, Mavericks Warriors. Mike, I'm very curious to hear what you have to say. Who do you have winning this series?
I got the Warriors winning this series, but I think the Mavericks come out and win game 1.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think their confidence at a high after knocking out Golden State. Luka's amazing, and the Warriors kind of been out, so I think they could probably come out rusty, and I think Mavericks take advantage of that.
Interesting. So originally, I'm gonna say Warriors in 6. It's hard for me to say this because I think last series, Dallas playing the Suns, I had the Suns in 5. I thought in Dallas, Luka Doncic was gonna go bonkers and get him a game. Dude mess around, got both of them. BOFF, both, not both, right? My guy Luka Doncic was speaking like me, bro. Like my guy was legit. He was, and after that, he got tight. I think people are saying that they won 2, but they're flukes or whatever. I think Luka Doncic got tight. Jason Kidd, you see, like I think Jason Kidd, especially game 7, but I think all like the last 4 games, I think he outcoached Monty Williams, and I don't even think it was close. I think there was a lot of frustration adjustments that Monty made. Well, I wouldn't say frustrated, but panic adjustments. I think at one game, Devin Booker, I think had like 3 fouls in the first half, and you leave him out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't do that. Like, why would you do that? Because you know you're going to need him in the second half. Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then again, game 6, I think Monty Williams started to lose the bench. I think he started to lose them.
Yeah, overall, I think Phoenix just played around, and Luka just went crazy. And
hold on, because Yuki asked the question that I want to pose to you, because I'm very curious to see. Can we call the Bucks and Suns fraudulent teams?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say.
I'm not gonna call I'm not gonna say that about the Bucks, because
I mean the Bucks lost because they gave up the 3 and the Celtics took advantage of that.
Well, not only that, a lot of people I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, it's because of Chris Middleton," and I'm like, "Look, if y'all think Chris Middleton makes that much of a difference, God bless you." But I think it's still gonna. I think it still would have been no problem for the Celtics. I think the Celtics are still gonna win, but I know a lot of people are gonna say that. Look, it went 7 with a team that the Celtics, like a lot of people are saying, whoever wins this series is going to the finals.
I know I said that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to call the Bucks fraudulent because of that reason. Now, the Suns, that's where it gets a little awkward, because I don't want to – I'm not going to call them fraudulent. I just think they got punched in the mouth and they kind of just, especially game 6, you can kind of see that they kind of were just like, eh. And game 7 halftime, they were demoralized. Like
I
nobody
feel like
cared.
they came into the playoffs feeling themselves more than what they should have.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's,
And I think they mindset probably was looking towards the Warriors.
to be honest, I think that's what it was, 110%. Matter of fact, Mike says I have you here. Do you think that the championship window for the Phoenix Suns is closed? Weird question, right?
I mean, I probably say this year was the best time to win because, like you said, no Lakers, no Clippers. Um, uh, Denver didn't have they guys, so it was open for them to make a run this year. Next year, I think it's gonna be even more tough. Like I said, Clippers will be back healthy. Whatever the fuck the Lakers decide to do, I really like the Pelicans next year. They gave them kind of a problem in the first round. Uh, Hopefully, Memphis don't have Atlanta Hawk type year next year, and
Yep.
so
So I'm on Twitter and I'm looking at a meme, which is by far utterly hilarious. I'm about to pull it up and then I'm gonna read it for those of you guys listening. So, uh, it's Luka Doncic with a bogey. He got a do rag on him. You know, he got a bogey in his ear, gum in his mouth. Right. It says Splash Bros, no hose, suck my toes, don't matter. Bats the 6. This man, right here. If this man, Luka Doncic, can get this Mavs team to the finals, is he the best player on the planet? Question mark.
yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people are gonna be asking that. I don't know,
Especially if you
man.
get past this Warriors team with a lot of firepower.
Imagine if like they have a fairy tale run, like how 2011 Dallas Mavericks did. Imagine, just imagine, Dirk won that ring and passed the torch to Luka Doncic, and then he goes on a fairy tale run.
Hey, it's possible.
Oh, man.
Possible.
I still got Warriors at 6, but
Jalen Brunson and Dinwiddie gonna have to show their asses
110 consistently. That's the name of the game. Consistent.
Like I said, the Warriors is kind of a right matchup because the Warriors don't run big lineup. The
Right.
Mavericks don't run big lineup as
like
well.
that, right.
So it's all about, can you contain Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry? As your wingers probably give you a game or two.
Yeah. What a time to be alive, bro. What a time to be alive. But this has been the Prideful Takes podcast. Mike, I missed you. I miss you, bro. Pause. Like, I you know what I mean? Because I would give you a hug, but you know, you're over there. Like, geez, man. I feel like it's been like 7 years ago type of stuff, bro. Like, I feel old.
What, like 2 weeks?
Bro, it felt like 2 years, bro. Don't ever leave me again, Mike. We're not going to talk about the fact that it was straight up me. We're not going to talk about that, bro. Iggy says this was fun. Glad you enjoyed it. That is the point of this. Our job is to make you guys laugh and have fun while I yell at Mike. Well, Mike yells back at me, and then I stop talking because he scares me. This dude scares me a lot. Follow us on Twitter at Prideful Takes. If there's any news you guys see and you want us to talk about, feel free to tweet at us. Catch us on Facebook at Prideful Takes. And if you don't have a Facebook, we're also on YouTube at Prideful Takes. Not only does the podcast go up on YouTube, but we also have extra little videos that we put up. Visit our website, www.pridefultakes.com. Not only is every episode of the podcast up there, but we also have original articles. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Prideful Takes Podcast. If you have an iPhone, just say, "Hey Siri, play the Prideful Takes Podcast," and she'll do the rest. As always, For all your organic skincare needs, go to www.fatco.com. Use discount code Prideful Takes. Get 15% off. Mike, you got anything to say, bro?
Follow me on Twitter.
And what is your Twitter, my guy?
Right there. Bam.
Yes, sir. Shy City Mike B. CHI. Is it Shy or Chai? I feel like it's Shy. Shy, right? I knew it. See, I'm not that uncultured. But Shy City Mike B. So CHICITYMIKEB. That's where you'll find the boy on Twitter. On behalf of Mike, it is your boy Pride. I'll be back here on Friday to talk some more shit and try not to get yelled at in the process. Mike, it was a pleasure for all of you who watched. Thank you. We'll be back on Friday. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe.
Knew where that was going. That was a great read. Oh, Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the 2 on the season. 2nd and 1 for the Bills. They handle the rush. Allen looking. End zone.
To Shohei Ohtani. Center field. Let's watch it go. Did several of those inside low kicks.